Right, let's deal with this question based on continued proportion. The question tells us that 6 is the mean proportion between two numbers x and y, and 48 is the third proportion to x and y. Find the numbers. This question was asked way back in the ICSE 2011 examination. Right, so let's analyze the first statement. They've told us 6 is the mean proportional proportion between x and y, right? So between x and y. Now what does this mean? So if 6 is the mean proportion between x and y, that basically is telling us that x upon 6 is equal to 6 upon y, right? This is what it means. And if I was to rearrange this equation, I can say x into y is equal to 6 into 6 is 36. So all I've done is I've cross multiplied the two equations. So suppose this is my, and if I was to rearrange this a little further, I could always say that y, or rather x, is equal to 36 divided by y. Suppose I consider this to be my first equation, right? 6 is the mean proportion between x and y, so 6 has to be, so x, 6 and y are in continued proportion, and from that we get that x is equal to 36 upon y. Now let's use the second condition that they've told us is that 48 is the third proportion to x and y, Let's use the other color, right? Now, how do I use this information? So if 48 is a third proportion, what that basically means is that x upon y, so that means y becomes the second proportion, so x upon y will be equal to y upon 48, right? 48 is the third proportion, that means x, 48 and x, y and 48 are in continued proportion, so x upon y will be equal to y upon 48. And from this, when I rearrange this equation, if I cross multiply this, I get y square is equal to 48 into x, right? This, suppose, is my second equation. Okay, now remember, we want to find the value of x and y. So I have two equations. I have one which is x is equal to 36 upon y, and I have my second equation which is y square is equal to 48x. One way of solving this one is to substitute the value of equation number 1 in equation number 2. Right, now what does that give me? It gives me y square is equal to 48 into, instead of x, I'll put down 36 upon y, right? So if I solve this equation now, I should get the value of y, and once I get that, I'll get the value of x. So for this purpose, I have y over here in the denominator. If I take it to the other side of the equation, it becomes multiplication. So I end up with y cube is equal to 48 into 36. Right, now instead of multiplying 48 and 36 and then factorizing it to find y cube, what I'm going to do is I'll say y cube is equal to, now I know 36 is basically 6 into 6, and since I want y cube, so I need 3 6's, I'll make 48 as 8 into 6, right? So these numbers have base, now 8 is nothing but 2 cube, and 6 into 6 into 6 is basically 6 cube. So 48 into 36 can be factorized as 2 cube into 6 cube. This now has finally given the value of y, which is nothing but taking the cube roots all around. Y will be equal to 2 into 3, which is, sorry, 2 into 6, which is 12. Right, now I have the value of y. I'll substitute this value of y. I'll substitute y is equal to 12 in equation number 1, right? If you guys remember, equation number 1 was telling me that x is equal to Therefore x is equal to 36 upon 12, which is equal to 3. So there you have it. We have the values for x and y. So we wanted to find the numbers, and that's what we've just done. So therefore our final answer now, x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 12. This here is our final answer, which we will put in a rectangle.